Summer 69 for guitar. I'm playing it on an electric, but it sounds just as cool on an acoustic player. But let's get it going. That's pretty much the intro. You'll notice I played the D twice, because if you listen to the original, he plays the D twice before he starts singing. But anyway, let's first of all break down the chords, look at the rhythm patterns, and make this work for you. You're opening up with the D5, if you have the PDF in front of you. D5, the 5 means power chord, same as a small m means minor, 5 means power chord. Now normally D looks like that, which I'm sure you're familiar with. We're going to play D simply like this. It's a D5. Fingers 1 and 2. And then we're going to go to an A5, which you could do like this with fingers 1 and 2. Looks like E minor down a string. But I prefer to play my finger 1 flat across strings 4, 3. Now getting back to the D, I want to look at the rhythm pattern. Your PDF file is in front of you. And we're going to focus closely onto the strumming action. Now for the D5, which I've got fretted at the top of the guitar out of the picture, we're going to strum from the 4th string down. And the first strum is a loud accent. Accent means your louder beat, your strong beat. And you lift up the palm just slightly for that. And you bring your palm back down immediately. You can see the movement. And the palm is back down. Then you're going to have the single note, which is just the open 4th string. So slow motion, 1 and 2. And then on the and after the 2, you play another accent. And for the rest of it, you're back to the single note muted. Now if you put it together slow motion, you'll have this. I'm going to count you in, so you may play along if you want to. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you'll notice the rhythm is over 2 bars, and you'll see the accented or the louder beats on the first and the offbeat, and in the second bar on the count of 4. One more time through. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you change to the A. Now obviously you won't see the change happening at the top of the guitar, but the rhythm remains the same, but now we strum from the 5th string. So your A will sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it's the same rhythm, simply strum a string up for the A. And if we zoom out a bit there and we get your left and right hand together, you can see the changes, you can see the strumming, get more of an overview. And are you ready for this? We're going to do it first slowly. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and A and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. And it should be a little bit faster, so your target speed should be something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 and. And you play through that 4 times. I just did it twice there for the example. Are we happy with it so far? If you're not sure of the damping, or you want a more detailed breakdown that we mentioned with the palm movement, let me know and I'll send you a video, but I'd prefer if you just try and rewind this video and you should get the information you need. Okay, we're on to the chorus, which has got the chords B minor, which we're going to show you now. Focusing more onto your fretting hand now. B minor, just to take you through the shapes. Finger 1 is on this 1st string, fret 2, 2nd string, fret 3, and you can play B minor like this. But I would prefer it if you actually play it like that, which has got finger 3 on the 4th and finger 4 on the 3rd strings. So this would be my ideal B minor. That's the easy B minor. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and for those that do know the bar chord, you may play the B minor bar chord like this too. Then we got an A, fingers 1, 2 and 3, Those that have been watching my videos will know that I like swapping fingers 1 and 2 around, both quite acceptable. That normal D we spoke about at the beginning of the video, and G. Now you can play G with fingers 3 and 4, or with this as well if you want to, like that. So you get a bit of choice there in how you want to do your G chord. Rhythm pattern's not going to change a bit, and we're going to target for something that sounds like this. First with B minor. Remember, for B minor, don't strum the top 2 strings. So it's... We've simplified it a little bit because the goal over here is to get you playing the song and enjoying it and completing it. So yes, there are 1 or 2 subtle differences from the original, but this, trust me, works really, really well. On the strumming pattern, rhythm pattern, I'm sure most of you are quite familiar with. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, or down, down, up, up, down. Simple as that. That's 1 bar. One more time with me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you change to A. A you can strum from the 5th string, D from the 4th string, and G, all 6 strings. Now that sequence of B minor, A, D, and G are going to go through twice, but in the 3rd line of the chorus, when he sings "Those were the best days of my life," it's going to be 2, 3, 4. So you stop dead on that A as he continues singing. So if I were to play the whole chorus through, it would be something like this. You got yours in place? I'm going to count you in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, and there you have it, as simple as that. Later we go to the bridge. The bridge is going to have F, B flat and C. Now the B flat chord is not my personal favorite. If you have an electric, I'll show you how to do the power chords as well, because the power chords would be first place, but let's pretend or assume that you're playing an acoustic for now, or that you don't have an overdrive, which I will demonstrate. F, finger 1 flat, 1st fret, strings 1 and 2, finger 3, finger 4, sorry, finger 2, finger 3 on strings 3 and 4, my bad. I'm sure you're familiar with F. Don't strum the top 2. B flat, my least favorite chord, finger 1, fret 1, string 1, fingers 2, 3 and 4. If you're not sure of the shapes, just pause the video and you can see the fingers positioning a lot better. B flat, also 4 strings, and C, I'm sure you're familiar with. The rhythm is going to remain the same, so nothing really challenging here. It's just going to be killing time. Nice and easy like that. Back to B flat, F, and B flat, and that last C forever stays on C. And as it comes out of the C, you go back to that again. Now there is a picking pattern which I'll get to at the end of the video, but I first want to demonstrate the distortion or the overdrive which I mentioned earlier in the power chords. Now you'll notice I've got a switch here. For the acoustic players, you can't do this, I'm afraid. You'll have to play the clear chords. So the power chords I'm going to show you now, you can skip this. Here's my F. And that rather distorted overdriven sound is overdrive. Okay, the power chord shapes, I'm going to just take you through it. The cool thing with power chords is that it's one shape played at different positions. F5, for example, which will replace the F, fingers 1 and 4 like this, or you may 1 and 3, but I find that 1 and 3 is a bit of a stretch, so I like 1 and pinky. This is my F5, and I only strum the top 2 strings. The B flat, I simply come down a string and now strum strings 5 and 4. Same shape, just different position. For the C, I simply slide 2 up. There I have it, and back to the B flat. If you decide the power chords on acoustic, it's also going to sound cool. Check this out quickly. power chords on acoustic. Also sounds cool. Your introduction, that. So if you've got an acoustic guitar, it's still going to sound cool. Okay, but back to electric, and we're now going to do the picking part. It's going to sound something like this. Bring your switch back to the front if you played overdrive, or there wherever you find it cool. But anyway, you're going to look at the part of the song which sounds like this. And that's actually quite easy, believe it or not. Let me take you through the chord shapes first. We're looking at a D. We know D, simple as that. We're going to pluck the bottom string, second string, third string, so it's going to sound like this. Then we lose the middle finger, so we simply just take finger number 2 off the string. Then we put finger 2 back with the pinky in the 3rd fret. We get D suspended 4th, called D sus4 for short, and back to D. So one more time through in succession: D, D sus2, D sus4, back to D, and you finish off with the D sus2, 2 notes, and D, 2 notes. Now on the picking, just to show you the picking technique, there's my pick resting on the string, and I would go for basically up strokes like this. As simple as that. So the whole thing in sequence, we're going to look at this part here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you change to the second half, which is the A. Remember, I play my A like this, but let's assume you're doing your A like that. When you go to A sus2, you lose the ring finger. For the A sus4, you bring it back and slide it into the 3rd fret, or you can bring your pinky down. I like the slide, it's just easier, and you finish with A. Your picking is going to be something like this. I'm going to try and get a better view here. There we go, that's better. And you can see we're going to play strings now. 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, off and back. And at speed. And there you have your bridge section. And if you've got 2 guitarists, what sounds pretty cool is while the one's going, the other one can go. And the combination will sound pretty cool too. That's in a nutshell what you need for Summer 69. Those individual parts, just listen to how the original goes, play along with the original, see if you can attach these parts, and then if you're doing your own version, just obviously chat with whoever's doing the arrangement and have fun with the song. Any questions, you know how to WhatsApp me. Have a cool week.